12 consecutive years of record sales. Quite a track record. We enjoyed being with the Angus folks there, Orion. By the way, there was a video clip of you asking some very serious questions early in the day for
really?
CAB. So maybe it was those journalist questions that helped put them on the straight path.
I'll take credit.
Ray Brownfield joins us here. It's good to see you this weekend, Ray, to talk a little bit about the farmland market and what's going on with producers. Land is still changing hands, isn't it, in some places?
It is. We still have, I think, a pretty active market. This time of year, we see more properties come on the market, which is usual, but it's not overwhelming, and there's still good demand for good quality.
Let me ask you about this demand from outside of agriculture. There's so much of a buzz about these corporations building big headquarters. The search is on to get these companies to come into a community, and when they plop them down, they bring a lot of jobs, they take a lot of land out of production, they buy land from someone. That's happening, and that's driving up prices in certain individual situations, correct?
It has. Across the border into Wisconsin at Racine, we saw Foxconn come in and spend tremendous amounts of money per acre. However, that influences just that local area. What does influence, if those people, and they do have 1031 exchange money, then they will go to another area and try to replace that. And they have the money and the cash to do that, so therefore that creates a more competitive market where they go as well. So that can be the case.
So with the tax law, they can go out 150 miles, 200 miles, whatever. That will in turn support the farmland market where they buy.
They can go anywhere as long as it's income producing real estate. So. Yeah.
We always focused on housing and big corporations. Some places we have these massive logistics warehouses around Chicago, for example, and that has to, again, have an individual local impact.
It does. The market is, when you see 1 million square feet warehouse going on I-55 out here, that's a lot of land to come into the process. And it does create those particular opportunities, but it's a very local opportunity, as I say. It doesn't impact land that far out, and it's just internally in that particular area within probably a 5 to 10 mile radius, if that.
Ray, I'm going to let you answer a question I received by email a couple of weeks ago from a farmer thinking of selling his farm. And his question to me, which I haven't answered, is the farmland boom over?
That's a really good question. You know, I think there's pressure on the market because of numbers of things that would indicate that we're not going up. There may be some cases where you'll hear of a strong market in a very area where two guys got together and they wanted that ground so bad they paid a big price. But overall, I think we're going to see continued pressure until the commodity market has come back on a sustainable basis. Now, is a boom here? It's still a lot better than it was even 10 years ago. So you got to look at it on a total picture. But overall, I'd say there is not such thing as a boom as we knew it in 2013.
And a quick question, who's buying the farms, the neighbor or investors?
It's mostly local farmers / investors, local folks perhaps. The institutional buyers are there, but they're extremely particular on what they can achieve in the way of their performance that they have to have.
Don't go away. We have more questions about rent and value of farmland with Ray Brownfield, the Land Pro Man, LLC. He'll be back when we continue.